Hey guys, East Texas Well Man. Got another knife for you. I promised a review on this on the first get home bag video I did, and so we're going to get to it now. This is the cold steel Bushman folding knife. You can tell it's not a fancy knife. It's a survival knife. Their claim to fame on this is that this knife can be beat on and abused, batoned, and all that stuff. That same thing you can do with a fixed blade knife, a full tang knife. And the reason for that is for their what they call their ram safe lock on the blade. If you can see back here, this is their locking system for this blade. Locks it in very securely, very securely. Wished I could show you somehow on the inside, but it's not very easy to see. Anyway, it's got a 4.5 inch blade. It's I think it's, what is it? It's I think it's just 440 stainless steel. No, the handle's 440 stainless steel. The blade itself is 4116 stainless steel. This is the bead blast version of it. Extremely sharp knife. The blade's not very thick, maybe 1/8 inch, a little bit less than 1/8 inch. The overall length on this is 10 1/4 inches. Blade 4.5, and the rest all handle. And the handle's not real comfortable if you're going to be using it all day, and it's only because you got this thin metal sleeve and this handle, and it kind of tends to cut into your hand a little bit if you're really gripping it hard. But this would be like an emergency knife, something you put in an emergency survival kit and just lock away. Been a really good knife. I've batoned with it. The blade, the lock hasn't slipped at all. It cuts very well. The spine, when I got it, was not very sharp, so it wouldn't scrape a ferrocerium rod. I ground it and did make it sharp enough to do that. And it is stainless steel, so you just don't get the same sparks. It's 1095. Anyway, the thing I don't like about this knife, which I think is kind of goofy, but it's the reason that it can be used the way it is this lock, this ram safe lock. And they put this little lanyard on here so you can engage it. And what you do is you have to hold the knife kind of funny, pull it back, and then fold the blade and release it. It's kind of goofy at first. The only thing I can think of is I'm about to cut off all my fingers. But it's what makes this knife. It's a two-handed thing. It's not a one-handed knife, for closing anyway, for sure. But it's kind of goofy, and once you learn how to do it, you can do it safely. But that's what makes this knife able to do the things it can do, because of this locking mechanism that locks that blade. I mean, it's solid, and it's backed up with the lock inside. I think the locking mechanism inside is actually thicker than the blade itself. And I'm not sure what the lock mechanism is. Probably 440 like the rest of the handle. See, they still have problems with this knife. It does have a thumb tab on it, so you can open it up. Your thumb. It's not a quick opening. It's not a tactical knife. It's a survival knife, bare bones type of thing. They're like, I think they cost, this the bead blasted version cost $27 or so on Knife Center, and then they have one that's not bead blasted, and there may be a difference in the steel. I'm not real sure. It's like, $4 or $5 more. Anyway, good little knife to throw into the trunk of your car with your emergency survival kit. You don't want to leave a good knife in there. You don't have a bunch of extra knives. This is a cheap and dependable little knife that you can throw in there. And that's pretty much what I got it for. I carried it in my get home bag for a little while, and I replaced this with my my Itsy, the Zula. But I'm still not real good at closing this thing, but nice little knife. It's cheap, affordable. You know, poor man's bushcraft, poor man's survival kit. You're not going to destroy it. It's kind of what it really kind of reminds me of is the old army, where they did in the demolition kits. They gave you a little pocket knife. It was made out of steel. It was nothing fancy, but it was reliable. Well, this has kind of got that same reliability plus a super sharp edge. I mean, it's actually, the edge is kind of scary. It's so sharp in the way you got to close it. You really need to make sure you practice that and make sure you don't chop off all your fingers. That ain't good. Okay, guys, here's my review of the Bushman by Cold Steel. Check it out. It's a cheap little survival knife you can put somewhere. All right, guys, God bless. Y'all have a good day. See ya.